My name is Mary Louise Romero Trujillo. I have been an active member of the Ranchos Presbyterian Church since 1976. The Ranchos Presbyterian Church means a lot to me because my grandfather, Victoriano Valdez, was my mother's father, came as an evangelist pastor to Ranchos de Taos from 1907 to 1918. This little adobe church where he served still stands on this property today. Next to this little church, another building was built to become a school. Many families from the Ranchos de Taos area were sending their children to this wonderful school. Because of this, a teacher's cottage was built to house 3 teachers. A new church was built, and so was a manse. My father, Porfirio Romero, served as an ordained minister from 1968 through 1970 in our present church. Years later, the headquarters in Louisville notified our membership that they were unable to support our church, therefore suggesting our membership move to Taos First Presbyterian Church. Our elders decided that they were going to be able to support our and maintain our church. Because of this financial circumstances, the school building and the little adobe church were sold. I will mention here that the school building and the little adobe church still stand today, even though they no longer belong to our membership. The teacher's cottage and the manse are rentals now, with the rent, donations, and pledges, and so on, are able to support our church. We continue to help the Loma Verde camp that's open to the northern New Mexico youth. Our church member, even though our membership has dropped to about 50 members, is a very active church. I have seen many examples of hard-working men and women give of their strong faith to keep our church as a wonderful place to worship. Now with this pandemic, our elders decided to open our church every Sunday from 9 to 10. We do have to wear masks and distance ourselves. We are a small attendance now of 11 to maybe 18. But our pastor, Reverend Gould, is able to write most of his inspiring sermons and inspiring messages, which Sadie will mail out to those unable to attend. I was asked to say a little bit about when my father was here in Dixon. And he was here from 1947 to 1959. These were wonderful and exciting years for my parents. The congregation passed the 200 membership mark. The new hospital was at its peak of its popularity, and the mission school was full to capacity. I will mention here that I was born in this little old hospital in 1938, so you can figure my age. This years later, the old hospital was converted to the manse where ministers and their families could live while serving this Dixon church. I will tell you that in early December of every year that my dad was here, many boxes were sent from the east, full of toys and clothes and children's clothes and so on, to be distributed to the Dixon kids. They were stored in the basement at our house. I'll tell you that I was really afraid to go down to that basement. It was dark and cold, but that's where my dad and mom would store all these boxes. And I will tell you too that when the old hospital was in existence, this basement was used to keep the fruit and vegetables and etc., so that they could remain cool, because some people could not pay for the services of the doctors and nurses, the doctor and nurses that were serving this church, or this hospital. Um, I remember the ladies and the teachers and many and my mom, of course, would also. The teachers would also have boxes and boxes of clothes and games and so on. And so they would set up the mission school tables and they would put all these things on the tables. It would take days of work and would put these into little bags that the people from the East had made beautiful little bags for the gifts. And these gifts were distributed to the children when they gave their wonderful program at the Dixon Church Mission School. Also, um, I will say that I used to brag to my friends. Guess what? And my primos, I was born in this big, big house because it used to be a hospital. I remember the 2 wooden sheds that were still standing when we came to Dixon. My dad was able to fix a shed as a big place where we, my sister and my friends, would come and play house and play games and so on. I was later told that this shed was used as a laundry that the doctors and nurses would use to wash all the linens and so on that was used in the hospital. I want to thank all of you for asking me to bring these memories that I remember so well when we were here. Thank you.